to a new weekly video. So as you're watching this, it is the beginning of May already, and it's my favorite month of the year apart from Christmassy stuff. But yeah, I'm coming back with my favorite of the month of April. Now I feel like there's not that much. I don't know, usually there's a lot more I find, but then when I'm looking at everything beside me, there's still quite a few things. And the reason for that is that April was a little bit boring. We were at home, we got sick a lot, and yeah, we didn't do much. The weather was rubbish for the first good half of it. It got better towards the end, so yeah. So I am going to show you my favorite of them of that month. And the first one is my welly bobs. That's what they're actually called. They are boots, wellies by Joel, and they are actually called welly bobs. I've had the issue, I've been looking for wellies for a while because as you can see, I've walked once in my garden. They're already quite muddy. Our garden is made out of, the ground is clay, and every time it rains it becomes a swamp. There's no other way to put it. It literally becomes a swamp. It looks like a pretty swamp because it's covered in lovely green grass, but it's a swamp. When you walk in it, you literally sink in the ground. I've ruined some of my trainers with it, and because I've started a lot of gardening projects, I go out to my garden every single day to see if my plants need watering or anything like that. And I just felt like it was about time. We live in one of the rainiest places in this planet. I need wellies. My problem is that my ankles are normal size, but I have big calves, so I need something. Well, I was looking for standard wellies, but if I was getting something with a wider calf, the ankle part was just far too big and my ankles were wobbling in it, and it wasn't safe even. And then if I was looking for something that was fitting me normally at the ankle, which is the standard size, then the calf would be too tight or not fit. Until one of my friends suggested, why don't you look at shorter boots? And I thought, yeah, that's actually an idea. And I did, and I ended up finding these. After a lot of research, these were the one that, according to all the reviews and the research, seemed like the best idea for me, as they are lower, so it only involves my ankle, it does not involve my calf. And they have a lot of lovely prints, and these are the ones I picked. I was just wondering, are they exactly identical? Yes, they are. So I went for these ones. There are loads of lovely prints. These ones also exist in a normal size. I just went for these ones because I thought they were quite practical. They are very easy to wash. They are 1 year warranty, and I just love them. And since that, when I go to my garden, I can use my lovely welly bobs, and I love this word as well. Anyway, so that's the first thing. I'm going to stay with shoes. A new pair of shoes I got. As you're watching this, I am literally just back from Scotland, where I went to a wedding, and I've just put some lipstick on my shoe, which is white. I just removed it. Okay, so this is the shoe. It's a T-bar. It's from Clark's, like this, and it has a pretty, I really like that little cutout design. I think it makes it really nice. All the inside is leather, so it means I can also wear it no problem without socks whenever the time comes, if I want to. I did not plan to buy any new shoes for that wedding, I'm gonna be honest, but I was in Clark's with the boys to buy shoes for them, and they had an offer that if you bought any pair of shoes for children, you could get an adult pair of shoes with 20% off. So the lady asked me, do you need any shoes at the moment? And I thought, you know what, do you have anything in white with either like a Mary Jane style or a T-bar thing? Because I have a very high arch on my foot, so I need something with an arch support. So this one has an arch support there, and I need the strap, otherwise I just can't walk in those shoes. Plus I need something wide enough at this part here, because I have quite square shaped feet. Does this make sense? Anyway, she came up with these ones. She only had them in the normal width, and they were a little bit tight on the edges, and I knew my like my smaller toes would get squished. And she said to me that they did them in a wider foot, so she ordered them in for me, and here they are, and I absolutely love them, and I'm so glad that I'm going to be able to wear them again after the wedding. They are very nice, and I think for spring it's a different color. I have some black T-bar shoes, so yeah, this is a very me shape of shoe, if you know me. So that's my second pair of shoe. Then I'm going to move on to 2 beauty products. The first one, sorry, I'm grabbing everything beside me. First one is the detoxifying mask, detox mask that I got in my little box in April. I love this. It is amazing. I've used it twice so far, and I've used it. I had a stomach bug about a week ago as I'm filming this, and it left my skin, I was really dehydrated, so it left my skin really dull, dry, not nice. And I just felt like I need something to freshen my skin up, and I thought one night I will do this, and this really gave me a massive lift. It just makes your face feel really fresh after you've done it, and I don't know, it's just very, very nice. I just love the way my face feels after this, so this is definitely a great thing. It is called, in case you wanted to buy it on their website, although I don't know if they ship to the UK, they might ship only to France. It's called Rosé du Matin, so how did they call it? Rosy Mornings Detoxifying Mask by My Little Beauty, and I love this thing. Then the other thing I got, I think it was the My Little box in, was it March maybe? Anyway, it's a Givenchy mascara, and I hate that I love this because this, I don't know how much this costs, but whenever I run out of this little sample, I'm either gonna have to break the bank or part with the idea of using this. I love this mascara so much. So not only the packaging is pretty amazing, but I don't know if it's the brush or if it's the formula. I just love both. I just absolutely love this mascara. I've been using it, and yeah, I love this, and I'm dreading the day where it runs out because it's amazing. So that's a good mascara. I unfortunately do not know the price, but I have a fair idea that it won't be that cheap. Moving on to the next thing. Now, this is not specifically this book, it's the Lonely Planet books in general. So this is the one I have because, as I said, I'm going to Scotland at the end, like in a week. Actually, in a week I will be in Scotland, but as you're watching this, I've just been back. And I bought this because we are going to go to a wedding there, and then we're going to go and visit. We thought we were going to Glasgow, and I bought this book to read through what there is to do and to know more about the country and what's available there. And usually every time we go, like last year I actually bought this one for Dublin, and I can't remember if it was Dublin or Ireland, but anyway I bought it to go to Dublin, and it's the same. I found out a lot about things I wouldn't have thought about doing and that were interesting, and buying this actually made us better our trip. We did make a lot of changes after I read through this book. We was going to go to Glasgow, and we decided to change to go to Edinburgh because I thought it would be more interesting for a lot of reasons. If you watch the vlogs, you'll have had the whole speech about that, so you can watch the vlogs from around the end of April. Yeah, the last 10 days of April, I'm talking about that a lot. But yeah, I just think they are really well made, and I find it quite compact but with a lot of information, and it has stuff like we have a map of Edinburgh in there, so I won't have to go and try and find one. I just find them really well made. I have used them for many trips before when I used to live in France. They were written in French, but it's the same thing, and I find them really, really great books. So if you're traveling and you don't know the country you're going to, I think it's a great thing, especially when you go to countries like that have a really, like we're going to Scotland and we live here, so it's not like there's going to be any kind of culture shock. But I remember when I went to China, I had it and I was so glad because it tells you about some like customs and stuff like that, which are, for example, in China you have to try and, how do you call that? Haggling? Is that a word? Hold on, I've seen it in that. Do you know whenever you're being told a price and you have to try and bring it down? Is that called haggling? Bargaining? No, haggling is that. That's it, because then... So, do you know, it tells you, for example, what to wear, what the etiquette for greetings, the conversation, language, things like it explains. An example for Scotland is that it's about buying your round at the pub, saying that usually people pay for rounds. It's something that when I moved here, I had no clue. And I'm going to tell you a funny story about this. I was meeting up with a date, let's say, and I had a completely different etiquette from him. Coming from France, to me, it is that if a man wants to impress a girl, he will buy drinks for her. Truth was that the guy just thought we would do rounds, and so he paid the first one, and I think he was expecting me to pay the second one, not knowing, I was not aware of this rule, and I was like, oh my god, he's paying for all my drinks, and I was kind of thinking, oh, this is really trying to impress me, when no, he was just embarrassed to tell me. And then at the end of the night, he did realize I didn't understand the whole thing, because I kept trying to give him money for my drink, and he was refusing it every time, and clearly I didn't know so yeah, well, you know where I'm going. But so, you know, things like that. So yeah, we won't have much of an issue with this kind of thing there. But when I went to China, I was so glad I had this, because it really helped me so much to understand the culture and all that. So that's a good one if you're traveling to a different country you don't know. Now, one thing that I have loved this month is my new Momiji doll. Ta-da! So if you didn't know, I collect these to mark some like important things in my life. For example, I have one for each of the boys' birth, I have some for weight loss goals, I have some with professional goals and different things I want to achieve in my life, and I use these to mark achievements or special events in my life. If you've been following my vlogs, you will know that lately I have finished my therapy, which I started in the autumn time last year, to cope with the after cancer thing, a whole lot of things, which I probably will do a video about. But I thought it was important. I mean, going through this has really changed me in a good way. And I thought it was important to mark it, and finishing the therapy, well, first doing it was tough but necessary, and I'm so glad I did. But I thought it was important to mark this part of my life, because a lot of people are ashamed of doing things like that when I think they are pretty good. So this is her, she's called Blossom, and she's the latest addition to my collection to mark the end of my therapy sessions. The last two items are food items. The first one is this meal kit for katsu chicken curry. We have tried that twice, and I'm actually going to make it again. It's a Tesco kit, and inside it says for 2 people, but it usually does a lot more chicken. Like, I usually buy 500 grams of chicken. I don't know how much it gives there, how much input to use. It says 2 chicken breasts, but I just make it with like the mini fillets, so then there's more for everyone. And one of these, now I have to make extra rice because you get the rice in that, but one of those packets just does enough chicken for the 4 of us. Now the boys obviously don't eat as much as us, and I have smaller portion with having a bun, but that makes a full meal for us. I just buy some rice pouches, like I just add an extra one of those, and that's enough. So inside it you get the rice in a pouch that you can microwave. You get the curry sauce. It is a little bit on the spicy side for children. Like, I would tolerate, I can't eat anything too spicy, but I can eat that. But for like, I wouldn't be giving that to Alfie really. So usually the boys just eat the chicken, and then you get the panko breadcrumbs inside it, and you need an egg, some 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and 2 chicken breasts basically. Or just, I usually buy a box of 500 grams of chicken. So yeah, and it's very easy to make, it's very quick, and it makes a really nice meal. And I just find this is something nice to have in the cupboard, and that you can just pull out to do something a little bit different some night, and it's very handy to make. So this is one of mine. It's a bit random, but yeah. The other one is, I'm gonna reach for it. This is from Lidl. And I'm not talking about Madeleine in general, I'm talking about these ones, because I've bought Madeleines in Tesco's, like their own brand, which they have actually stopped selling in my local store lately. Bad Tesco's, I keep discontinuing everything I want to buy. But Lidl has them now. They seem to come and go throughout the year, but they have them at the minute. They have them while stock lasts at the moment. But these are very good Madeleine, and I usually, for my breakfast, I have one of these. If I'm really hungry, I will have two with my coffee, and I just love these. So I've bought a few packets, and yeah, I absolutely love them. It's like a little taste of home for me. I wouldn't usually have them for breakfast in France, but for some reason that's when I want them, and it became a tradition for me, my Madeleine and my coffee for my breakfast, and it's handy to just grab and do other stuff at the same time. I don't know, at least I'm eating breakfast with that when I'm not at other times. Right, enough with the rambling. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't yet, subscribe to my channel. I release new videos every Thursdays at 10 AM and a daily vlog, and upload my vlogs every day at 5 PM, and that is the vlog from the day before. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will see you next week for another video, which I am not too sure what it will be. It might be my little box review if I have received it. Otherwise, it will be another surprise. So watch and you'll see. But anyway, have a good week. Bye.